What if the moment you opened your eyes for the first time, you didn't arrive empty? What if you were born remembering every life you had lived before this one? Not in fragments, not in dreams, but clearly. You would remember the names you once carried, the hands you once held, the homes you once left, the mistakes you once made, the love you once lost. You would be born into a new body, but not into a new soul. As a child, you wouldn't ask, "Who am I?" You would already know. You would look at your parents and feel something deeper than dependence. You might recognize them. You might remember them as a sister, a friend, a stranger, or even a rival from another life. School would be different. Children wouldn't only learn how to read and write. They would learn how to unlearn fear, how to heal patterns they already recognize in themselves, how to finish stories they began long ago. A 6-year-old might say, "I've already been a soldier once. I don't want to carry weapons again." Another might whisper, "I remember dying alone. I don't want to live that way this time." Teachers wouldn't just teach math. They would guide souls through memory, through grief, through unfinished dreams. Love would no longer feel like a mystery. You wouldn't fall in love by accident. You would recognize. You would look into someone's eyes and feel the echo of another lifetime. Some loves would feel familiar, comforting, safe. Others would feel heavy, charged, like a storm you remember surviving. You might say, "We have loved before. Let's not hurt each other again." Or, "We failed once. Let's try differently this time." Jealousy would lose its power, because you would know that love is not rare. It only changes form. Death would no longer be terrifying. Children wouldn't ask, "Where did Grandma go?" They would say, "She went back to prepare her next chapter." Funerals would not be endings. They would be transitions. You wouldn't fear dying. You would fear only one thing, wasting this version of yourself. You would wake up every morning aware that this life is not your first and will not be your last, but it is this one. You would stop postponing joy. Stop betraying your own truth. Stop living someone else's story. Because you would remember how fragile a lifetime really is. You would choose more consciously. You would ask yourself, "Who do I want to be this time? What lesson am I here to finish? What love am I here to heal? What version of myself am I ready to release?" Maybe forgetting is what makes this world so cruel. But maybe forgetting is what gives this world its magic. Because every time you love, it feels like the first time. Every time you fall, you believe it's the end. Every time you rise, you think it's a miracle. But what if it isn't? What if you have been here before, and you will be here again? And what if the only thing you truly forgot was not who you were, but who you could become this time? What would you do differently if you remembered who you have already been?